开始之前，我给自己准备了一个喝的，你们能听到吗？Cheers. Hydration matters. All right. So, the strangest secret. 每一次我读它，我都感觉浑身充满了力量。So, do you know what will happen to 100 individuals who start even at the age of 25 and who believe they will be successful? By the age of 65, only 5 out of 100 will make the grade. Why do so many fail? What happened to the sparkle that was there when they were 25? What became of their dreams, their hopes, their plans? And why is there such a large disparity between what these people intended to do and what they actually accomplished? That is the strangest secret. Some years ago, the late Nobel Prize-winning Dr. Albert Schweitzer was asked by a reporter, "Doctor, what's wrong with man today?" The great doctor was silent a moment and then he said, "Man simply don't think." It's about this that I want to talk with you. We live today in a golden age. This is an era that humanity has looked forward to, dreamed of, and worked toward for thousands of years. We live in the richest era that has ever existed on the face of the earth, a land of abundant opportunity for everyone. However, if you take 100 individuals who start even at the age of 25, do you have any idea what will happen to those men and women by the time they are 65? These 100 people believe they're going to be successful. They are eager toward life. There is a certain sparkle in their eye and erectness to their carriage. And life seems like a pretty interesting adventure to them. But by the time they are 65, only 1 will be rich, 4 will be financially independent, 5 will still be working, and 54 will be broke, depending on others for life's necessities. So, only 5 out of 100 make the grade. Why do so many fail? What has happened to the sparkle that was once there when they were 25? What has become of the dreams, the hopes, the plans, and why is there such a large disparity between what these people intended to do and what they actually accomplished? Now, we move on to the definition of success. So we will understand why do so many fail. First, we have to define success. And here is the best definition I've ever been able to find. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Do you remember this phrase that I mentioned in my other video about the top 10 positive affirmations of mine? So success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. A success is the school teacher who is teaching because that's what she or he wants to do. A success is the entrepreneur who starts his company because that was his dream. That's what he wanted to do. A success is a salesperson who wants to become the best salesperson in his or her company and sets forth on the pursuit of that goal. Are you doing something that you really want to do? Am I doing the thing that I really want to do today? I can say, yes, this is the video I want to make. This is the message I want to share. So I am successful at this very moment. And you choose to listen to this video. You choose to absorb the wisdom from other people to make yourself better, to make yourself stronger, greater. Therefore, you are immediately a successful person as well. Congratulations. Okay, we go ahead. A success is anyone who is realizing a worthy predetermined ideal because that's what he or she decided to do deliberately. But only 1 out of 20 does that. The rest are failures. Rollo May, the distinguished psychiatrist, wrote a wonderful book called Man's Search for Himself. And in this book, he says, the opposite of courage in our society is not cowardice. It is conformity. And there you have the reason for so many failures. Conformity. People acting like everybody else without knowing why or where they are going. They conform. We learn to read by the time we're 7. We learn to make a living by the time we're 30. Often by that time, we're not only making a living, we're supporting a family. And yet, by the time we are 65, we haven't learned how to become financially independent in the richest land that has ever been known. Why? We conform. Most of us are acting like the wrong percentage group, the 95% who don't succeed. Now we move on to goals. Have you ever wondered why so many people work so hard and honestly without ever achieving anything in particular, and why others don't seem to work hard yet seem to get everything? Have you ever wondered that? They just seem to have the magic touch. You've heard people say, everything he touches turns to gold. Have you ever noticed that a person who becomes successful tends to continue to become more successful? And on the other hand, have you noticed how someone who is a failure tends to continue to fail? The difference is goals. People with goals succeed because they know where they are going. It's that simple. They know where they're going. Failures, on the other hand, believe that their lives are shaped by circumstances, by things that happen to them, by exterior forces. Think of a ship with a complete voyage mapped out and planned. The captain and the crew know exactly where the ship is going and how long it will take. It has a definite goal. And 9,999 times out of 10,000, it will get there. And now, let's take another ship. Just like the first, only let's not put a crew on it, or a captain at the helm. Let's give it no aiming point, no goal, no destination. We just start the engines and let it go. I think you will agree that if it gets out of the harbor at all, it will either sink or wind up on some deserted beach. It can't go any place because it has no destination and no guidance. It's the same with us, with any human being. However, the human race is fixed not to prevent the strong from winning, but to prevent the weak from losing. Society today can be likened to a convoy in time of war. The entire society is slowed down to protect its weakest link, just as the naval convoy has to go at the speed that will permit its slowest vessel to remain in formation. And that is why it's so easy to make a living today. It takes no particular brains or talent to make a living and support a family today. We have a plateau of so-called security. So to succeed, all we must do is decide how high above this plateau we want to aim. Do you have any thoughts about achieving security? What is the saying in your family? Do they desperately want to see you to have a secure job? Do you want a secure job just as they told you so? Is it really that important when you can really aim high? Why do we want to hold on to something called minimal security? Why is that? Throughout history, the great wise men and teachers, philosophers, and prophets have disagreed with one another on so many different things. It is the only point that they are in complete and unanimous agreement. The key to success and the key to failure is this: we become what we think about. We become what we think about. If you come to this video to watch me giving you the speech, this is the highlights that you should be really paying attention to. We become what we think about. This is the strangest secret. And this is something that I sometimes tend to forget. But every time, if I review this speech again, it just enlightens me every time. Now, why do I say it's strange? And why do I call it a secret? Actually, it isn't a secret at all. It was first promulgated by some of the earliest wise men, and it appears again and again through the Bible. But very few people have learned it or understand it, and that's why it's strange. And why, for some equally strange reason, it virtually remains a secret. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, said, "A man's life is what his thoughts make of it." Disraeli said this: "Everything comes if a man will only wait. A human being with a settled purpose must accomplish it, and nothing can resist a will that will stake even existence for its fulfillment." William James said, "We need only in cold blood act as if the thing in question were real, and will become infallibly real by growing into such a connection with our life that it will become real. It will become so knit with habit and emotion that our interest in it will be those which characterize belief. Only you must then really wish these things, and wish them exclusively, and not wish at the same time 100 other incompatible things just as strongly." My old friend, Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, put it this way: if you think in negative terms, you will get negative results. If you think in positive terms, you will achieve positive results. George Bernard Shaw said, "People are always blaming their circumstances for what they are." I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they cannot find them, make them. Well, it's pretty apparent, isn't it? We become what we think about. A person who is thinking about a concrete and worthwhile goal is going to reach it, because that's what he's thinking about. Conversely, the person who has no goal, who doesn't know where he's going, and whose thoughts must therefore be thoughts of, confusion, anxiety, fear, and worry, will thereby create a life of frustration, fear, anxiety, and worry. Because what we think, we become. And if he thinks about nothing, he becomes nothing. Next chapter. As ye sow, so shall ye reap. The human mind is much like a farmer's land. The land gives the farmer a choice. He may plant in that land whatever he chooses. The land doesn't care what is planted. It's up to the farmer to make the decision. The mind, like the land, will return what you plant, but it doesn't care what you plant. If the farmer plants 2 seeds, one a seed of corn, the other nightshade, a deadly poison, waters and takes care of the land, what will happen? Remember, the land doesn't care. It will return poison in just as wonderful abundance as it will corn. So up come the 2 plants, one corn, one poison, as is written in the Bible. As ye sow, so shall ye reap. The human mind is far more fertile, far more incredible and mysterious than the land, but it works the same way. It doesn't care what we plant. Success, failure, a concrete, worthwhile goal, or confusion, misunderstanding, fear, anxiety, and so on. But what we plant, it must return to us. So what is your goal about your life? What gets you out of bed every morning? Do you have a concrete, worthwhile goal to work for? Do you want to have one? Imagine the feeling that you have a goal that is worth living for. It gets you excited the moment you think about it, the moment you picture it in your mind when you see you achieving that goal. What kind of feelings it must give you? My goal is to bring love to hearts, to my heart, to your heart, to every living heart. That is my goal. That is what get me to do this video. That is what get me to get out of bed, to feel that I'm alive, to feel I'm passionate about something, to think that one day I could make this world just like the world in Disney's, where people smiles, where people laughs, where strangers like each other, where love is everywhere. That is the world I want to live in, and that is the mental picture that keeps me moving, keeps me working on it. So what is your goal? What is your definition of a worthwhile goal? What would you want the world to look like? Okay, then the problem is that our mind comes as standard equipment at birth. It's free, and things are given to us for free we place little value on. Things that we pay money for, we value. The paradox is that exactly the reverse is true. Everything that's really worthwhile in life came to us for free. Our minds, souls, bodies, hopes, dreams, ambitions, intelligence, our love of family and children, of friends and country, all these priceless possessions are free. But the things that cost us money are actually very cheap and can be replaced at any time. A good man can be completely wiped out and make another fortune. He can do that several times. Even if our home burns down, we can rebuild it. But the things we got for nothing, we can never replace. Our mind can do any kind of job we assign to it, but generally speaking, we use it for little jobs instead of big ones. So, decide now. What is it that you want? Plant your goal in your mind. It's the most important decision you will ever make in your entire life. Do you want to excel at your particular job? Do you want to go places in your company, in your community? Do you want to get rich? All you have got to do is plant that seed in your mind, care for it, work steadily toward your goal, and will become a reality. It not only will, there's no way that it cannot. You see, that's the law. Like the laws of Sir Isaac Newton, the laws of gravity. If you get on top of a building and jump off, you will always go down. You will never go up. And it's the same with all the other laws of nature. They always work. They are inflexible. Think about your goal in a relaxed, positive way. Picture yourself in your mind's eye as having already achieved that goal. See yourself doing the things you will be doing when you have reached your goal. Picture it right now. Every one of us is the sum total of our own thoughts. This I cannot emphasize enough. Every one of us is the sum total of our own thoughts. We are where we are because that's exactly where we really want or feel we deserve to be, whether we will admit that or not. See, that's the simple truth. We are where we are because that's exactly where we want or where we feel we deserve to be, whether we will admit that or not. So true. Each of us must live off the fruit of our thoughts in the future, because what you think today and tomorrow, next month, next year, will mold your life and determine your future. You are guided by your mind. I remember one time I was driving through eastern Arizona and I saw one of those giant earth-moving machines roaring along the road with what looked like 30 tons of dirt in it. A tremendous, incredible machine. And there was a little man perched way up on top with the wheels in his hands, guiding it. As I drove along, I was struck by the similarity of that machine to the human mind. Just suppose you are sitting at the controls of such a vast source of energy. Are you going to sit back and fold your arms and just let it run by itself into a ditch? Or are you going to keep both hands firmly on the wheel and control and direct this power to a specific worthwhile purpose? What will you do? It's up to you. It's up to you. You are in the driver's seat. You see, the very law that gives us success is a double-edged sword. We must control our thinking. The same rule that can lead people to lives of success, wealth, happiness, and all the things they ever dreamed of, that very same law can lead them into the gutter. It's all in how they use it. It's all in how you use it, for good or for bad. And that is the strangest secret. Do what the experts since the dawn of recorded history have told us to do. Pay the price by becoming the person you want to become. It's not nearly as difficult as living unsuccessfully. Pay the price by becoming the person you want to become. The moment you decide on a goal to work toward, you are immediately a successful person. You are then in the rare group of people who know where they're going. Out of every 100 people, you belong to the top 5. Don't concern yourself too much with how you're going to achieve your goal. Leave that completely to a power greater than yourself. I'm going to repeat this again. Don't concern yourself too much with how you're going to achieve your goal. Leave that completely to a greater power than yourself. All you have to do is know where you are going. The answers will come to you of their own accord and at the right time. Start today. You have nothing to lose, but you have your whole life to win. You have nothing to lose, but a whole life to win. A whole life to win. Okay, now, Earl also provided us with a 30-day action ideas for putting the strangest secret to work for you. Now, I'm going to read you how does it work. We're almost close to the end. For the next 30 days, follow each of these steps every day until you have achieved your goal. Step 1. Write on a card. What is it you want more than anything else? It may be more money. Perhaps you'd like to double your income or make a specific amount of money. It may be a beautiful home. It may be success at your job. It may be a particular position in life. It could be a more harmonious family. Write down on your card specifically what it is you want. Make sure it's a single goal and clearly defined. You don't need to show it to anyone, but carry it with you so that you can look at it several times a day. Think about it in a cheerful, relaxed, positive way each morning when you get up. And immediately you have something to work for, something to get out of bed for, something to live for. Look at it every chance you get during the day and just before going to bed at night. As you look at it, remember that you must become what you think about. Since you're thinking about your goal, you realize that soon it will be yours. In fact, it is really yours the moment you write it down and begin to think about it. Do you hear me? It is yours the moment you write it down and begin to think about it. Step 2, very, very critical. Stop thinking about what it is you fear. That is where normally I fail to be consistent with this 30-day action plan. I couldn't stop thinking about what I fear. So this is just so important that everyone should really pay attention. Stop thinking about what it is you fear. Each time a fearful or negative thought comes into your mind, what do? No need to chase it out, but replace it with a mental picture of your positive and worthwhile goal. That's it. Easy. You can do it. Whenever you notice a fearful thought, immediately picture it in a positive, nourishing, encouraging way so that you know fear is only there to protect you, to guide you to a better direction. And you must picture it, the better direction, in your mind so you can literally see that you are in this new reality. And there will come a time when you will feel like giving up. It's easier for a human to think negatively than positively. That's why only 5% are successful. You must begin now to place yourself in that group, that little rare group of people who choose to think in positive terms. Act as though it were impossible to fail. no matter what your goal, if you've kept your goal before you every day, you will wonder and marvel at this new life you've found. And I guarantee you that is fucking true. Act as though it were impossible to fail. No matter what your goal, if you kept your goal before you every day, you will wonder and marvel at this new life you found. Damn. Step 3. Your success will always be measured by the quality and the quantity of service you render. Most of people will tell you that they want to make money without understanding this law. The only people who make money work in the mint. The rest of us must earn money. This is what causes those who keep looking for something for nothing or a free ride to fail in life. Success is not the result of making money. Earning money is the result of success, and success is in direct proportion to our service. Most people have this law backwards. It's like the man who stands in front of the stove and says to it, "Give me heat and I will add the wood." How many men and women do you know, or do you suppose there are today, who take the same attitude toward life? There are billions. We've got to put the fuel in before we can expect heat. Likewise, we've got to be of service first before we can expect money. Don't concern yourself with the money. Be of service. Build, work, dream, create, do this, and you will find there's no limit to the prosperity and abundance that will come to you. I repeat, don't concern yourself with the money. Be of service. Build, work, dream, create. Do this, and you will find there's no limit to prosperity and abundance that will come to you, to us, all of us. Don't start your test until you've made up your mind to stick with it. If you should fail during your first 30 days, by that I mean, suddenly you find yourself overwhelmed by negative thoughts, simply start over again from that point and go 30 more days. Gradually, your new habit will form until you find yourself one of that wonderful minority to whom virtually nothing is impossible. Isn't that beautiful? Above all, don't worry. Worry brings fear, and fear is crippling. The only thing that can cause you to worry during your test is trying to do it all yourself. Know that all you have to do is hold your goal before you, and everything else will take care of itself. Hear that? It's such a delightful news. All you have to do is to hold your goal before you. Everything else will take care of itself. Take this 30-day test, then repeat it. Then repeat it again. Each time, it will become more a part of you until you will wonder how you could ever have lived any other way. Live this new way, and the floodgates of abundance will open and pour over you, more riches than you may have ever dreamed existed. Money? Yes, lots of it. But what's more important? You will have peace. You will be in that wonderful minority who lead calm, cheerful, successful lives. Start today. You have nothing to lose, but you have your whole life to win. Okay, That's the end of the speech. Have you learned anything? The first time I listened to the original speech, I was so shocked and touched by the simplicity of achieving success. It was new to me, the definition of success is not how much money I've made, is not how much fame I've gained. It's really about I make consistent and persistent efforts to achieve my goal steadily. That is all. To determine my goal, to work persistently on it, to manage my thoughts, to think in positive terms, to know I am always guided and protected and provided with all the resources that I need to be successful. This speech gives me faith, it gives me courage, it gives me a sense of calm, to be grounded, to bring me out of the fears, the anxieties, the doubts of myself, and really just sit here with you guys to share the messages that I think will bring you love, will make you feel a lot better, will make you successful. That is all I want to do. So I want you to listen to this video at any time that you feel like you're thinking in more negative than positive. Anytime you just need a little bit lift from the ground, when you want to feel supported, when you want to feel there's hope, there's dream, there's possibilities for you, come back to me. Feel the wisdom, feel the warmth, feel the possibility, feel the passion, the sparkle, and you will see yourself lightened up. You will see yourself like a little fireball, full of passion and liveliness again. I don't even know if that's a word. Never mind. You will find yourself alive again. This speech, literally, I cannot get enough of it. I listen to it every morning now and every night before I go to sleep. It is that good. It contains the most important elements of success. Determine your goal. Choose your thoughts. Manage your emotions. And believe in a greater power than yourself. All of that add together, you will be unstoppable. You will be invincible. You will be the greatest force there has ever been. And that's that, the strangest secret. You are the only you there is. Show the world, show yourself that you got passion and fire inside of you. Think about your goal in a calm, cheerful, relaxed way, and you shall get it. That's it for today. I love you. And I will see you in my next video. Please do come back for a shower of love.